just a goddamn second before you click away or swipe away or whatever the heck it is you do. And let me explain. This footage was lost when our hard drive failed on our last computer, and I managed to recover some of it, but not all of it. So I put it together. It's virtually unedited. It was almost 8 hours of footage between two cameras, and I sped it up 4 times. I'll interject and give some commentary as to what's going on as the video progresses, but it's long, and we really need you to stick with it as long as you can to get our watch hours up. We're inching ever so close to getting to the 3,000 mark, but because the watch hours fall off as new ones come on, we've actually lost 10 or 12 in the last day or two. So we need you to stick with us. It's riveting stuff, and it's something that otherwise either would have been lost forever or probably would have got tossed on the scrap heap. So let's get on with the show.
Oh, hey, good morning everyone. Just time for a quick coffee break. If you enjoy our content and would like to help support production of our videos, we'd love it if you could buy us a virtual coffee. There's a PayPal link below and in the description. Every coffee counts, no matter how big or how small. They all help us keep the lights on around here. They help us upgrade our equipment, such as this camera and the new laptop. Coffee, as you know it, fuels the sanding and fairing marathons that I know you're all so fond of. We'd be eternally grateful for your support. Can't wait to share more Building SHÉ projects. Now, back to the episode.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Building SHÉ. It's nice to see you here today, folks. If you're new here, my name is Rick, and with my wife Lori, we're building a 31.5 foot diesel trawler in our backyard. You're all welcome. We're all friends here. So let's get this show on the road. This video is the starting of what turned out to be an epic disaster. Excuse me. For those of you that follow along on our Facebook page, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to look us up. We post pictures, mostly pictures there daily, of what's going on in the boat shed. And little did we know it that more than 2/3 of the way down the flight deck, epoxying and laying the fiberglass and the peel ply, etc., that we were going to end up in one hell of a mess. This was Lori's first major foray out into the boat shed this year. She was insistent that she was going to mix the epoxy and help roll it out and do everything that she could, and she's a real trooper. She had some health issues this spring that led into a fairly long recovery, and she's back on her feet and back in the boat shed. I have a great friend in Australia. His name is Ross. He and his wife have built a 44-foot catamaran over the last 7 years and just recently launched it. Now, Ross is an expert when it comes to building kayaks and boats and working with composite materials and resins and all that other kind of stuff. And he's quite the guy. We talk pretty much every day on instant messenger, and have a few laughs, etc. You know, as the Australians say, you know, taking a piss and you know, sort of poking jibes at each other, that kind of thing. But I rely on Ross a lot for help and tips and tricks and stuff like that, and he's helped me out, especially on this cabin top a few times. And he suggested rolling out the materials on some kind of core so that you can easily lay them out. And in this little segment, you can see us doing exactly that, and it worked great. And it was just so much less of a struggle than it usually is using these materials. Thanks, Ross. You're the best, man. Lori and I hadn't done any fiberglass work like this in almost a year. I think it was actually 10 months ago when we put down the first layer of fiberglass on the main cabin roof. And I'll include a link to that sort of recap video where we did that, so that you can see how well it went the first time. And it actually went pretty well. That was a different type of fiberglass. It's what's called 1708, which is a fiberglass stitched mat with a mat backing on it, and it's sort of the foundational reinforcement that's used all over this boat. We've used a lot of it. I'm pretty sure I've gone through one complete roll and partial couple other rolls sort of got kicking around. So anyways, but we sort of fell right back into a rhythm of laying down the fiberglass, wetting it out, putting on the peel ply, squeegeeing that out, and then moving on. And I think we were doing fairly well at this point. Then, you know, shit happens. I kind of knew we weren't going to get through this whole main cabin roof glassing job in one day, so we set ourselves a goal of halfway or maybe a little over, but there's basically 5 sections equal size, and we got 2 done on the first day, but we were still working in a few kinks in our routine and things like that, as well as the next 2 sections. Lori wouldn't be able to help roll out the epoxy or the glass or the peel ply because she would be standing on the narrow side deck, and it's really not very safe. So anyways, we got through the first day, 2 sections done, and everything appeared to be going very well. one of the boneheaded mistakes I made was laying out the peel ply, and between the layers of fiberglass there's a Junior, shut up. Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to be on YouTube? Just sit there and be quiet. So, start again. One of the boneheaded mistakes I made was laying out the peel ply, and between each layer of fiberglass there's a pretty heavy overlap, and the peel ply and the fiberglass are exactly the same width, and so those overlaps lined up, and I didn't take that into account. So when I would lay down one section, I had to peel up the edge of the peel ply, lay down the new glass, put it back, and I'm reaching over almost 40 inches of wet fiberglass and epoxy to do that, and I made a few messes, but I can repair those. This is a different angle from one of our other sport cameras, and I had it connected directly to the ridge of the bow shed, looking down on the work. So it's a little different angle. I'm sorry my back is to you for most of this, but this was only some of the video that I could salvage from the old computer. Here you can see the method that Ross suggested, rolling up the glass and the peel ply on tubes so that I could roll it out, and boy, this certainly made things a lot easier. So there's a good tip for anybody that's considering doing something like this. What you wouldn't want to do, I got no idea, but anyways, there it is. Put that in your toolbox. Although we didn't know it at the time, this was the point where things were gonna start to go sideways. Lori had just refilled our sticky stuff dispenser with epoxy that we had bought the previous fall, and we didn't know what was going on with it. We had no idea, and so we were just carrying on as usual. This particular section, as it turned out, okay because there was enough of the old resin in the dispenser to get us through before the new stuff sort of kicked in and came out in the mix. And the next section that you see me do is the one that really caused us a lot of grief. You've probably noticed, but this whole process of laying the fiberglass on the cabin top was basically done on my hands and knees. It was virtually impossible to stand up on top of the cabin roof without banging my head on the ridges and eye bolts and stuff that were protruding from the ridge of the boat shed. And that's hard on an old man. I'm 65 years old, and after a day of crawling around on my hands and knees trying to roll out this fiberglass, etc., I was pretty much rooted. That's a good word, rooted. Most of us would say screwed or burnt out or whatever, but rooted works. This is the first batch of epoxy that was probably all new epoxy, and the stuff that was going to set us back at least 2 weeks and cause us a lot of grief and a lot of extra effort that we didn't need, and a lot of extra fairing and a lot of extra this and a lot of extra that. But when I was putting it down, again, there was no indication that there was anything wrong with it. We'd done everything exactly the same way we had done it before, and I was devastated the next morning when I came out and it hadn't cured. So I'll stick up a few pictures as we go through to show you what the results were, and there's other videos, pretty sure there's other videos that I'll put in the description that shows the aftermath and how we're going to try and recover from this travesty. That orange strap running from side to side of the boat shed behind me is not there to keep me from falling off the boat. That's basically a stay that's connected to both sides of the boat shed so that when the wind is blowing it around, it doesn't blow out the sides this way, kind of thing. So there's steel cable on the far end. I don't know if you remember, but I constantly had to navigate my way around that. This one I eventually just disconnected and got the hell out of the way. I wasn't able to recover any video of fiberglassing and peel applying the very last section, which was the eyebrow at the very leading edge of the main cabin top. Don't know where it went, can't find it. Anyways, it's probably still on the corrupted hard drive. So we're getting ready to close out this video, folks. I hope you appreciate the effort that went into it. I mean, I was really sweating trying to figure out how I was going to recover files from the damaged hard drive, but I managed to do it. Nothing that's really out of the ordinary. Data recovery is something that goes on quite a lot. I've done it in my working career quite a bit, dealing with servers and people's computer issues and their people losing their photos from their family trips on their phones and their digital cameras, etc. So I had a little bit of experience with it, but we managed to be able to pull together something and not waste all this footage, of which there was over 8 hours originally, and I managed to cut this down to like 25 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed the intro. That was a lot of fun. I don't know where that idea came from, but anyways, Lori's a real sport. Decided, yeah, we can do this. So that was fun. So if you enjoyed it, you know, make sure you give us a like, and make sure you subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment. If you've ever had an epoxy failure on one of your projects, let us know in the description, and we can talk about it. So there you go, folks. So from Lori and I, and free four-legged overlords that allow us to live in their house, we hope you're all well and happy, and we hope you've had great long weekends for Canada Day and July 4th, and thank you again. Cheers, everybody.